day jobs, like office jobs, board games. A tactical office jobs board game.
Well, I think Cthulhu's about done, huh? Theme? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that, sorry.
Absolutely, the thing that gaming needs right now is female empowerment. There's way too many big-breasted, barely clothed ladies just there for looks. They need a lot more doing stuff and being powerful and showcasing something that I think society needs to see.
I think we should have more games that are based off to Doctor Who. I think there's not very many Doctor Who games out there, and I think it would be great if we had a deck building game that was Doctor Who.
Maybe if we've got things like, let's look at the old classics, let's look at things based on Bradbury's books or things based on Arthur C. Clarke's stuff. A Fahrenheit 451 game. Something based in, I don't know, Arthur C. Clarke's 2001 game. Don't know how that would play out, but something along the classic authors. I think that would be a great way to go in terms of board games.
Video game and role-playing game adaptations to board games. I think those would be fun. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the cooperative build games, or maybe not cooperative, but world building, like Planetarium and some of those where it's more, you've got stuff going on here, but you're building out here away from the game. It's not as, you know, I'm going to beat you over here or race to the finish type games. It's more separate building in the game itself. I think those are pretty cool. I've got a 9 and a 12-year-old, and we've got Planetarium, which is very interesting, and once they got the hang of the rules, they had a lot of fun with it.
More like near future sci-fi. So stuff like, well, you know the show The Expanse, or the series of books The Expanse? Near future sci-fi, like before you get past the outer planets. That's what we need more of. Or a revival of Pirates, one of the two.
Honestly, I'd really like to see more Wild West themes. I've played a couple, and they're always really good.
I'd like to see more science-themed games. I'm a little biased because I'm a scientist, and so that's where I can really shine and use my knowledge from the real world in the gaming world, too.
We need to see more light games that are visually awesome. There's 560 new games at this convention. Like, how do you stand out in the crowd? And it's all about like making it cool, making it accessible, and bringing more people into this hobby.
We need race cars with big guns because they're cool.
Dear, I don't know. I think any creative themes, that are interesting and unusual. Let's do more baseball games, like baseball highlights, or. I do have a couple in that I'm not going to talk about, but I'm trying a few other very unusual themes, so we'll see how they go. But yeah, I think how about photosynthesis? That was a great new theme idea, right? Also one of the hot games. So I think designers are opening it up and trying all kinds of things, so that's great.
I would have to say, for me, things like The Highlander, great IP, love the original movie. Don't see any board games about it. That would be a really cool one. And sharks, because I have a thing for sharks. I think most people know that. So more shark games. You can never have enough. That would be the biggest theme I'd like to see back in board gaming.
Mermaids. Let's see more mermaids. Why? I don't know. I did a mermaid game. Didn't do well. But maybe we need more.
We need more games dealing with cyberpunk and hacking.
How about this? How about if you're like an alien race and you're fighting in an arena and you can change your body parts and make them different, so you have different powers, like your freaks. Oh, like Space Freaks. We're coming out with Space Freaks in November of this year with our partners Loud Appellate as well. So Space Freaks coming out in November. That's a great theme, new theme.
I think more dinosaur games, better pirate games. I know Merchants and Marauders is out there, but it's a little longer. I kind of like a short pirate game with a lot of theme is really what I'm looking for.
So I think the theme that I'd like to see more of would have to be steampunk. There's definitely steampunk games out there, but there's not a ton of them. And I feel like the ones that have come out haven't quite hit big. So I'd personally like to see a lot more of those. So designers, steampunk, please.
I think they need to add more horror genre games. I think having The Thing and Steamforge's Resident Evil is a good start, but more horror games in general should come out more.
So the theme that I would like to see in tabletop gaming and board gaming is games about the dangers of gentrification. There you go. So I've never seen a game like that. But I live in Nashville. There's a lot of low-income communities that are becoming high-income communities, and it has a massive impact on low-income families. So it would be cool to see something that deals with that issue or makes us think about it. I don't know. Yeah.
So I would love to see more anime properties in board games, adventure games, role-playing games, anything like that. I think that would be super awesome.
So yeah, I would like a Wheel of Time board game, something like a perpetual, something like not necessarily a legacy game, but you can build your characters as you go along and travel through that story. That'd be pretty awesome.
I really haven't found like a space fleet combat kind of game that I'm happy with, so if you all could get on that, that'd be pretty great.
A game I think that would really be nice and it would kind of flip a really sort of cliche genre right now would be a board game where you're playing the zombies versus humans, where you're actually trying to run around, collect them, eat them, and form your own zombie army and take over the world. And because I'm sick of playing the human. I don't want to be the hero. I'll be the zombie. We'll join the winning team.
So a theme that I really enjoy and I would like to see more of is games where you can control your opponent's pieces to your advantage. Those are strategy games that I don't see very much of, and I really, really like them when I do.
Comic book themes. There's a few comic book games out there that I don't think quite nailed it. But yeah, I'm a huge DC Comics fan. I'm big into the DC deck builder game.
I guess I like random come from behind mechanics, where you can be way behind and then pop up ahead.
I would probably say I'd like to see more games based on like classical literature. If that's not great, like more like classical horror, like more like accessible Frankenstein games, or like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, or that kind of stuff. I'd also like to see maybe a board game or two that you can play by yourself if you don't have a lot of friends.
I think it would be great if there was a game that was in the Valerian universe. The movie didn't get great ratings, but it's a beautiful universe. It'd be awesome to have something, since it's super awesome sci-fi setting, in that setting for sure.
I really like games with a lot of exploration and, like capturing that delving into the unknown and finding new things. That's really exciting to me.
Yeah, games where there's a lot of unknowns or player interaction. I really like those games where you're not just playing against the game, but you're playing against each other as well.
I'm a big fan of storytelling games, like kind of games in which you, like Red Raven does a lot of this, as in games you tell a story in addition to trying to achieve your goals. So I'm not sure if it's a theme per se, more of a mechanic, but that's what I'd love to see a lot more of.
For me, probably historical minis.
Yeah, I'd probably eco-themed games. Also, I really like the medical-themed games. Pandemic Legacy has been one of my favorite games coming out. I'd like to see more Legacy-style games and more medical disease-themed games as well.
I don't know. All the themes that are out, I'm pretty satisfied with, really.
We're seeing more time travel games, but I'd love to see even more. It's a very cool theme, and there's not enough of it.
I think everyday jobs set in different settings. Just played a pizza delivery game, Papa Paolo, and it was great, and we were delivering pizzas. So fun little games like that with themes that are everyday but in different settings.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.